YouTube, it's Shelter the Destroyer, and I found out Jaiden Animation's got a cat. Which is awesome to me, but also she has birds, so I'm a little concerned. Anyway, grab your snackies, grab your bevies. Let me know what you eat or drink down below, and let's get to watching. Did I drop something?
For people who have been around for a while, you might be seeing the title and thinking, Jaiden, aren't you allergic to cats? And to that, I'd say yes.
I know many people who are allergic to cats that own cats. Sometimes you can get used to your cat's like dander and stuff and will stop having like a really bad reaction to them. I'm not saying that. I'm not giving you medical advice. Okay, straight up, I'm not doing that. I'm just saying sometimes that happens. You can kind of get used to allergens, and sometimes it goes really bad and it makes it worse. So like, I'm just saying.
Kind of. I'm actually not sure anymore. And for the people who know anything about me, you might see the title and think, Jaiden, cats are literally the #1 natural predator to birds. And to that, I also say, yes, that one's 100% proven fact. So let me back up a bit and explain how we got here, because all the cards in the world were stacked against the idea of me getting a cat.
Did the cat distribution center the cat distribution center go, it is time, Jaiden Animations?
Growing up, I was irrefutably and absolutely allergic to cats. My best friend had like 3 of the things, and every time I would hang out or sleep over at her house, I would be a sneezy, watery-eyed, snotty mess. Can I have some water? Given the fact my brother was also allergic to cats, it was set that we were a dog family. My whole life, I went around not giving cats a second thought. I never had anything actually against them, but since I was forced to stay 20 feet away from them or suffer the consequences, I just couldn't get to know them. Plus, as a kid, dogs were always more appealing. They're more likely to be bigger fans of playing and running around, be more approachable with their genetically bred unconditional love, and can overall be more forgiving. Cut to like 2 catless decades for me later, and I'm meeting Jacob for the first time at his place. As we're hanging out in his living room, his cat Fraser comes over and greets me. Fraser is extremely social and vain, so he's always expecting nothing less than a never-ending stream of attention from the people. Even though he's very cute and distinguished, I deployed my typical foolproof plan of don't touch the cat. Fraser realized
Oh no! I love Fraser. No. Get like a little back scratcher and pet the cat with the back scratcher.
He's not getting any attention out of me and sits down nearby on the couch. But a bit later, Jacob's other cat ends up making an appearance. This one's Taylor. She's normally really shy and hides, but does really like women, which I am. Taylor ended up crawling onto me and making herself really comfy in my womanly lap. Jacob, knowing I'm allergic, offered to take her away, but this was actually the first time a cat has ever done something like this to me.
And you were like, oh no. And your brain slightly rearranged because kitty on lap. Lap kitty.
I've always been a bit of a cat magnet, if you want to call it that.
Because cats know. Cats know. Okay? So there's like a whole thing where like they know if you're not going to give them attention and they want attention from you. So they're like, hey. Like if you're too excited to give the cat attention, it's like, nah. But if you're like aloof, cats are also aloof and they're like, yes. They know.
Because I act like they don't exist, which they interpret as me not pushing their boundaries and creating a comfortable environment for them to come up to me on their own terms. But never have I felt like a cat has chosen me like this before. I told Jacob I'm happy to let her stay comfortable on me.
You can be asexual and still have a partner. I think you're confusing asexual and aromantic. They're 2 different things.
And I'll just reap the consequences of my sowing later on.
There's also like quote unquote layers to it, because you have people that are demisexual and they're considered asexual. It's just a lot. She's also aromantic. Okay, well, like she can still have like a companion. Still have a companion. That's fine. I don't know her, but maybe she's Demi. I don't know. Maybe she's Demi both. Who knows? Those are still considered under the aromantic and asexual flags. Trust me, I would know, unfortunately. Anyway, they're considered the same situation, but they could still have companions. Jacob is her friend. They've clarified many times they're not together, just close friends. Okay, so like, yeah, it could be like non-romantic, non-sexual partners in a way, I guess, like super friends. Best friend. Or they're actually just best friends.
It was my first extremely positive experience with the cat, and I honestly felt really happy and special and wanted to enjoy it. A few hours later, I'm saying my goodbyes, and during the drive back home, I realized I was completely fine.
What was this cat's name? Taylor? There's different types of cats, and some types of cats don't have that allergen. Like, legitimately, they don't. You know how, like poodles are, like, supposedly good if you're kind of, like, allergic to dogs? I think it's poodles. Which is why they make, like, labradoodles and shit like that. Like, they crossbreed a bunch of dogs. Kind of, there's cats that are like that, too. And I'm not talking about Sphinx cats. Sphinx cats do still have kind of some fuzz on them. They're not completely hairless. They do have like a fuzz on them. It just has to do with like, I want to say it's a protein in their saliva or something like that. But there's like hypoallergenic cats, which is a little weird to think about. But like there are hypoallergenic cats. And if you're allergic to like a specific, I want to say it's protein, and that cat doesn't have that, then you're not allergic to that cat.
Sneezing, no itchy eyes, straight up nothing. I was so confused and curious. Thus, the start of my little cat experiment began. Every time I went over to Jacob's place, I would let the cats be as social as they wanted with me. If Taylor wanted to sit by me, I'd let her. If Frasier wanted attention, I would pet him. At one point, while we were watching a movie, Taylor literally decided to lay down on my neck, filling every one of my breaths with cat dander and hair. And you know what happened? No reaction, not even a little drip of mucus. Somehow, sometime, I'd grown out of my cat allergy and never noticed. Apparently, every 7 years, people's allergies have the chance to change. Maybe being surrounded by my friends' cats all throughout my childhood.
So every 7 years, there's a chance that it resets, and mine just reset to make me more allergic to feathers and birds. That is stupid, and I am mad.
Could have helped my body get more familiar with them. Either way, I've now unlocked the skill to survive cats. Oh guys, it was incredible. Now that I'd been freed from my shackles, I immediately started taking time to get to know cats more. Instantly, they felt so much more cute and cool and approachable, and I was really starting to like them more.
Getting that cat cute aggression. Oh, that's funny.
Especially since every time I would hang out at Jacob's place, Taylor would walk over and be around me and purr, and it was amazing to be loved by a cat. So I really like cats now.
Yeah, when you're chosen, it feels great.
And after some time, I decided I wanted one too. Jacob and I decided to peruse a local cat rescues website just to see what cats were available. I don't want to get one right away. There's
Sakamoto!
It's a lot I have going on, but it doesn't hurt to— oh my god, that one! I want that one so bad. It's so cute. What's its name? Tostada? Tostada, my beloved. We have to send in an application. We have to. Hi, my name's Jaiden. I love this cat. Please let me adopt it.
Please go meet the cat if possible. Because what if you're allergic to that one? Like, what? What if you're allergic to that one? Go meet it. Then again, you could just walk into the cat room and just be like, I'm allergic to something in here and I can't breathe. So, like, fair.
What? You guys know me. I'm weak-willed and impulsive. My first mistake was liking cats to begin with.
Also, cats have very different personalities. All three of my cats have very different personalities to one another, okay? And I treat them kind of differently based on their personality. Like, you could pick up my smallest one and toss her in the air onto the bed, and she will chirp at you and like buzz her tail and come running up to you for you to do it again. You cannot do that with my other 2 cats at all. And one of them will absolutely smack me in the face when she's annoyed, and the other 2 do not do that. So I'm just like, they act differently. What if that's not acting the way you want it to? Like, not all cats are the same.
The rescue reached out a few days later for a cat screening interview to make sure we would be a good fit to be cat parents. After being approved, they told us we could pick any cat we wanted that was in their care. Of course, I asked about Tostada, but we were given the unfortunate news that she had already been adopted.
Aww.
We looked at the other cats available on their website, but unfortunately, none of them really stood out to me. The rescue ended up inviting us to a little Meet the Cats event they were hosting where we could see all the cats they had up for adoption in person, which was awesome because that was actually the first time I'd ever actually seen and held a kitten before. It was amazing. But as cute and tiny as they all were, there still wasn't one that called to me. I pried Jacob away from the kittens, headed home, and we started waiting. Every day I would check the rescue's cat list to see if any new ones caught my eye. I didn't even know what I was.
Hold on.
Check
I
the
want to know what
rescue's cat list to see if any
Turbo Justicar McDonald's Chicken Nugget the third. 24? I think. That's hilarious. Oh my god.
New ones caught my eye. I didn't even know what I was looking for, but waited for the universe to send me my perfect cat nonetheless. One morning, I refreshed the page and saw one new kitten added. A tortie they found in some dumpster named Scrabble.
Oh, it looked like you just wanted a tortie, which is a choice. Because torties have a specific type. They have attitude.
With the biggest eyes and forehead I'd seen in my life. Something about this bizarre little creature called to me. I messaged the rescue about Scrabble and they told me she's available, putting me in touch with Scrabble's foster parents. Every day they sent me new little pictures of kitten Scrabble, and every photo I fell more and more in love with her. She seemed so silly and playful, and those eyes. We got on a video call and they told me all about how big of a personality she has. Out of the 5 other kittens they were fostering, she was by far their favorite. The whole time we were talking, Scrabble was flipping around in their arms and looking at the camera with her giant orbs. I left that call knowing I found my cat. I needed to have little kitten Scrabble. Meeting her in person only cemented it. She was shy at first, but after flinging around her worm toy, she immediately started hopping around and being the life of the party. I talked a lot to her foster parents and they just gushed about how they wish they could keep her since they all loved her so much. Even though the rescue called her Scrabble, obviously that was more of a placeholder name. The foster parents called her Cammy, but neither of those really fit to me. However, I knew one name that I liked. Tostada. Yeah, I stole another kitten's name and pasted it on mine. So what? Big
Oh no! Jaiden! Oh my god. I will say something that I find very funny. And like, none of my cats really do this name-wise, but anytime there's very specifically cats for some reason, a cat that is either named like a generic like white person name, like this is David, or like if they are named a food, like this is Eggs Benedict. Like, I just find that so funny. I don't know why, but those types of names on cats for whatever reason is so funny to me.
Dale, Tostada is a great name. My Tostada is way more of a Tostada.
Thank you for the gifted sub to the real Tostada. I'm sure there are like some of these like surely some of these accounts you're giving gifted subs to are like, who is this? So funny.
Name and pasted it on mine. So what? Big deal. Tostada is a great name. My tostada is way more of a tostada than the other tostada anyway. Look at her. I would have left with little tostada in my arms that moment if I could. But unfortunately, Jacob and I were going out of town for 3 million weeks and had to wait to take her home until after we came back. She was all I could think about the entire time. I was shoving tostada photos in everyone's face every chance I got. The foster parents were sending tostada updates every day. I was overflowing with yearning for this cat. She was growing and learning about the world without me. Take me home to my child. Literally, the moment Jacob and I landed, we drove straight from the airport to the foster home to pick her up. I could not wait. We arrived home with +1 tostada. I couldn't believe it. I have a mammal now. And sorry, other mammal owners, but it's the best mammal in the whole wide universe.
Jane's 100% a cat mom now. They're a cat person. They're like, mine's the best. What kind of it is it? It's tortoise hair, tortoise shell. I don't know. His name is Tostada. It was found in a dumpster. Great.
Jacob and I spent the entire day playing with her, letting her get used to her new surroundings. She was so cute and so tiny. Here's a video of her eating wet food with a big old chomp. As someone who's owned birds for 7 years at that point, it felt so strange to have a pet that was significantly less fragile. And also draws significantly less blood. You mean this thing can't fly up and get hit by the ceiling fan? Insane! I've had Tostada for a while now. She's 2 years old at the time of me posting this. And let me tell you, this thing has become a creature. First of all, eyes, still giant. And she never blinks. Look at this. She was sitting at my desk looking like that long enough for me to notice, get my phone out of my pocket, pull up the camera app, put the camera in her face, and take a photo. And here's like 4 more. She is also not that smart. I'm sure you can deduce that by how she looks, but this thing has a single brain cell and it's just another version of herself up there with a joystick. Jacob and I are fully convinced she can only form a few thoughts a day and only in single word nouns. Evidently, Tostada is also very scared of everything, always has been. Loud noises, quiet noises, no noises, movement of any kind. Even Jacob, a person she's been around all her little life post-dumpster. There's been times where he'll be at his desk, moves his chair just a smidge, and she's darting out of the room. One time...
Yeah. One of my cats is like that.
We were trying to explain to some friends how scarce she genuinely can be, and demonstrated it by grabbing a toy literally in front of her, raising it up a bit, lightly dropping it on the floor, still in front of her, and she bolted. You know how cats are genetically built to be good at balancing? Well, Tostada can't even do that. She trips and falls and misplaces her feet all the time. On multiple occasions, she has tried to walk across my L-shaped desk and just missed and fell down. That's like the one thing that makes a cat, and nope, doesn't hit the mark there either. She's gotten better, but as a kitten, Tostada couldn't even jump. After I built her first cat tower, I watched as she attempted to jump up to the 2nd level, not quite make it, and had to slam her arms down on the thing to hoist herself up like she was mountain climbing. But oh, is she the sweetest little thing. When I got a cat, I was expecting it to want its own space, come around when it wants, you know, general cat things. But this creature follows me from room to room with those high beams of hers.
Yeah. One of my cats absolutely has their own space. One of them follows me everywhere, and then the third one, like, does both.
She sits on my lap while I'm at my computer, lays on my giant Pokemon plushes, mostly just looks up at me from the floor and just stares. When I'm sleeping, she'll just crawl into bed and tuck herself up right next to me. Look at all these photos.
No. I have some photos like these. Look how big this couch is! What? I don't have space for this couch. I need a bigger house.
of her straight up on me when I'm sleeping. Don't look too close so I don't have makeup on. Bedtime is sacred to her. She loves bedtime. If I'm working late, Tostada will come into my office around 9 or 10 p.m., aka past Tostada bedtime, and just start crying, scratching on my chair, rolling around on the floor. It's pitiful. And if I still don't move after that, she'll go into the bedroom and drag over her string toy she always plays with. It's just so sad and pathetic. I always play string with her when she brings it over though, don't worry. But lately, she's picked up another routine habit, which is pats. Not all cats like the pats, but Tostada lives off them. It's when you just slap a cat's butt and it looks like you're hurting them, but they actually love it. However, Tostada's really particular about pats. First of all, I'm the only one allowed to give her pats. Jacob has tried and she runs away scared and offended every single time. Second, she has to receive pats on a specific spot on the floor of the closet. If I try to give her pats in like my office, she bolts to her floor spot, staring at me to continue them over there. Also, she begs to be pat every single night. Like clockwork, she'll sit like a gargoyle in front of the closet and cry pitifully until I come over there. Now, when I finally come over for pats, she'll flop on the floor and start horizontally rock climbing her way across the
horizontal rock climb. When my cats do that, I'm like, oh, you've been a little caterpillar? Because they just kind of like, they reach out and they like drag themselves. And it's like, I don't know. It's really cute. It's really cute. I love it when they do that.
Floor with her claws and tangle herself up in the Ethernet cables while I keep up the pats. You think I'm joking, but I'm very much not. This is the only way she accepts pats, and I have to give them to her every night or else she's miserable. Tostada's world is so small. She's really just around me, Jacob, Taylor, and Frasier, but she loves her simple family so much. When Kitten Tostada first met Frasier, she was terrified of him. She'd been around other adult cats before, but she'd never seen a flat cat in her life, and she was mortified. Of course, she's since warmed up to him, and they play together and hang out all the time. They're best friends. But Tostada loves Taylor. Always has. She looks up to Taylor like a little baby sister admiring her cool, awesome older sibling. Unfortunately, Taylor hates it. They literally have a SpongeBob Squidward type of sibling relationship, and Tostada is so oblivious to it.
Yeah, apparently, like, female cats don't get along with other cats. Like, that's kind of like the issue I have, is my two female cats don't get along. They get along with the boy cat, and the boy cat gets along with them, but they don't get along together. Because that's apparently a female cat thing. They don't really like or welcome other cats. And, like, I feel like they're fine with the boy cat because, like, okay, so I think the issue is Odile, bless her heart. So Odile will hiss and growl and stuff at every new cat for, like, 2 or 3 weeks. And then I guess she gives up and she's like, okay, I guess you're just not going to leave. So this is just my life now. Whatever. Which is how she ended up, and then she gets along with them. Like, she's like, sure, whatever. We can hang out sometimes, I guess. And, like, she was my first cat. And then, like, Isis, the girl cat, she just never let go of it. Like, T'Challa would be like, I don't know why you're mean to me, but, like, okay. And, like, Isis was like, I'm gonna hiss and growl back at you. We're fighting. This is forever now. So there's still bad blood between them, even after Odile was like, okay, I guess you're not leaving and you're staying here, like, whatever. And I was like, no, you're mean to me. We hate each other. We have bad blood. And I was just like, okay. Like, so that's like a female cat thing, unfortunately. But yeah, okay. But, like, Tostada was a kitten when she met Taylor. So kittens are a little different in meeting other cats. None of my cats were kittens when they met one another. They were all like, the younger cats were like a year old. So it's kind of like that sort of vibe. Like, if it's a kitten, kittens are more accepting of others, like adult cats, than adult cats are accepting of other cats, if that makes sense.
Taylor has annoyingly swatted at Tostada so many times just for existing around her that Tostada now thinks it's a fun little game they play and will start chasing and swatting back at Taylor happily, not understanding cat social cues. Of course, never in a way that's too far, but just enough to get on Taylor's nerves even more. Between the three of them, they all have such different little personalities and relationships to each other. It's made our lives so much more entertaining. And to anyone concerned about the birds, don't worry. I've got Ari and Tofu very separated from the cats. They're safe in their own blocked off room connected by a double door system that ensures no possible interaction between bird and cat. If anyone is thinking about getting cats and birds as pets, it is possible, but just make sure the two are very separate, especially if you have smaller birds like conures or budgies. I'm sure there's people out there that have trained their cats to be fine around a pet bird, but to me, all it takes is one accident or attack for you to just not have a bird anymore. Plus, having the two of them takes a huge amount of time and commitment. I've said it before and I'll say it forever. I love my birds to death, but they do not make good pets for the very large majority of people. In terms of allergies, I do think I was originally still a little bit allergic to Tostada, ironically. When I first got her, I was sneezy and sniffling. Nothing allergy pills couldn't fix, and it never was as bad as my original cat allergy, but I think I've been growing out of that one too, because nowadays I don't have any reaction to her at all. Bodies are a mystery. I am building my immunity to everything. Next up is rat poison. I didn't think I would make a video talking about this thing, but Tostada's just got such a funny little personality and has become such a big part of my life. She may be the description of autism, but I love her more than the world itself, and I know I'm the center of her little life too. I don't even see her as a cat.
Aww.
She's just a little creature that follows me around looking weird, but I love it, and I'm so glad I grew out of my cat allergy just so I can have her. It really has been so different owning a cat, mainly because I know Tostada won't just bite me at any given chance, unlike some avian creatures. Thanks for watching the video. Heads up, I'm going to be announcing new merch again soon, so be on the lookout for that. The last drop went so well, and I'm really glad that so many of you guys enjoyed it. I'm so excited to finally be getting back into making fun merch, and it really helps me out a lot. All right, sorry, thanks. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Oh dear. It's cute. Kitties are the best. They're the best. I love kitties.